I do think the Nets accomplished a goal here in this offseason. They really wanted Mike D'Antoni. Obviously, Mike D'Antoni wanted to be a head coach again and was very likely headed to become the 76ers head coach until Doc Rivers was let go in LA, and then the Sixers changed course. He was their preference, or Doc was their preference over Mike D'Antoni, and all of a sudden Mike D'Antoni was kind of left out in this coaching shuffle of jobs that opened, and waited through that. And when he didn't get a head job or wasn't going to get one, then decided to go ahead and sign up with the Nets. Yeah, I think it was really important for him, for Sean Marks, to build out a really strong staff. He's a first-time, not just a first-time head coach, he's a first-time coach. And he's got a team that is expected to compete for a championship, certainly expected to compete for the Eastern Conference title. And so having Mike D'Antoni there, certainly offensively, you got a lot of guys on the Nets, who like to have the ball in their hands. And I think you see a philosophy, certainly what D'Antoni brings, which is, and what Steve Nash, what's going to be important to them is moving the ball and having a system in place that keeps it moving.
Did you find it surprising that he decided to take an assistant coaching role as opposed to waiting it out, for the next head coaching cycle?
I think it would have been surprising if he took an assistant job anywhere else with anybody else. Mike D'Antoni owes Steve Nash a great deal of his career success. If Mike D'Antoni is going to be a Hall of Fame coach someday, it's because he coached Steve Nash. And all the ideas, the vision, the innovation that Mike D'Antoni brought to offensive basketball in the NBA. But none of that happens without Steve Nash. And having Steve Nash as his point guard, and goes the other way too. Steve Nash's career, he went from a very, very good NBA point guard to an immortal, to an MVP, two-time MVP with the 7 seconds or less offense in Phoenix. So I think that relationship, the chance to coach a team that has a chance to win a championship. And, he's 69 years old. He'll be 70 years old. And I think taking a year off, he loves coaching, doesn't know how much longer he's going to do it, perhaps. And I think there very well could be opportunities again for him to be a head coach. He had a great run in Houston.